Hi guys, it's great to be back with another online session for you. We're going to start standing today, so just come and join me on your mat and take your feet hip distance apart. And I want you just to close your eyes for a moment. Just bring your awareness down into the soles of your feet. Don't try to change anything just yet, but notice where you feel that you bring your weight naturally down through the soles. So maybe that's through the heels, maybe it's through the balls of the foot. Just gently bring that weight forward and back. Then come to a point where you're gently bringing pressure down through big toe, little toe and heels. Moving up the body, we want to soften around the knees but bring awareness into the muscles of the legs, just lengthening, standing tall. Focusing now on the pelvic area. Again, just notice how your pelvis naturally falls as you stand. And if you need to correct to bring into that neutral spine position, just take that tilt forward or back. Find that space where pubic bone and tailbone are level. As we inhale, we want to engage the core muscles, that internal lift as we zip up from pubic bone right the way up to the base of the throat. Drawing belly button in towards the spine as you go. Just let the arms hang by your side. Continue taking that breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Bringing your focus now to your shoulders, across your collarbones. Just gently open that space, draw the shoulders and glide them down towards your back pockets. Finally lifting up through the crown of the head as the eyes open. We're going to take a breath in and bring the arms up. Exhale, let them float back down. Take a breath in, nod the head, feel the weight of the head stretch across the neck and the shoulders. And as you exhale, use the weight of the head to bring you into your first standing roll down. Breathing in at the bottom, and breathing out as you lift from your center to come back up. And again, inhale. And exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. Lifting from your core. Just uncurling the spine one vertebra at a time. And again, inhale. By pulling that breath up top to bottom, side to side, and front to back. Lift. We're going to bring the arms up, lace the fingers, and bring the hands behind the head and just press the back of the skull into the hands. Elbows are wide, but just in your peripheral vision. We're going to do a standing roll, curl up or chest lift. So I need to think about contracting the abdominals. So if you were bringing your head, your neck, your shoulders, your upper ribs off an imaginary mat and then placing them back down again. And again, contract, pulling in and up. Inhale to release. Just visualize that mat behind you. And again, 2 more. So you want to feel the heat that this creates in the abs. And again. Holding it here, we're going to take it into a side bend. So I'm contracting into the right side of my waist, expanding the ribs on the left, drawing that left elbow up towards the ceiling. Exhale, coming back through center. Once you come into center each time, just press the skull back into the hands, taking it to the left, contracting into the left side of the waist and expanding the right. Exhale back to center. And again. each side. Just make sure that you're not pulling on the head and bringing it out of alignment. We want to focus on that spinal alignment the whole time. One more. And exhale. It's going to add a little bit of direction here. So we're going to take it into a side bend, right? Then I'm going to rotate my torso, wrapping from my left ribs, sweeping down over that right leg, through center, over the left leg, coming up into that left side bend, and drawing back up to center, going round the world. We're going to do it the other way, across to the left. Rotate the chest, sweeping down over that left leg, center, right leg, up into that right side bend, and center. Let's keep that going. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And again. We're going to do one more each side. Trying not to push the hips back too much. So thinking of that imaginary wall behind your hips. Up to center. Release the arms. Release down. Give the shoulders a little roll. And we're going to come and bring the hands back into that position again. If you can, do a little bit of balance work. Reaching the arms up. Lace the fingers. Bring the hands behind the head. And lift, and bring that left foot out in front. Push the skull back into the hands, and we're going to lift and tap. 4 more. Lifting the knee up to hip height, lightly tapping down. Making sure we don't hitch that hip up, keeping the pelvis level. Let's take this last one up, hold it up, reach the arms out wide, externally rotate it, and hold for 5. Bring the hands back up, lace the fingers behind the head, bring the foot down, and change sides. Lift, and tap. Exhale on the lift, inhale on the tap. Good, we have 2 more. Last one, hold up, release the hands, externally rotate those arms, reach, 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 and count for 5. Lift up through the top of the head. Bring the hands back behind the head, bring the foot down, slide the foot in, and reach the arms up. And we're going to come into some parallel squats to warm up into the lower body. So we're going to turn the palms to face forward, squat down, and then as you drive up, push the arms back. Inhale, exhale. So nice long spine, drawing that tailbone down. 3, 2, 1. Hold the arms up, take the feet a little bit wider, toes are still pointing forward. And again, we sink, press back. Inhale, exhale. 5 more. So you might feel your inner thighs a little bit more in this position. Last one. Drive up, bring the arms down, and this time we're going to find that external rotation of the hips. Legs a little bit wider if you can. Toes are pointing out towards the corners of the mat. We're going to bring the arms as if you were hugging a tree trunk. Fingertips just towards each other. And we're going to sink and lift. Inhale, exhale. So think about stacking the shoulders over the hips and sliding down an imaginary wall. So we're not pitching that chest forward. 3, 2. We're going to hold this one down, and then I want you to think of that external rotation of the hips. So you're drawing your knees back behind you. Back, back. For 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, hold that external rotation and pulse. 8 done, 8 to go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, drive it up. Turn the toes to face the front. Push the hips out behind you. Coming into a tabletop. So we want to press the tail away. Press out through the top of the head. You can stay here, or if you're happy to, we're going to take it on down towards the floor. Just drop the crown of the head. Lift the sit bones up. And then I'm going to bend my left knee and just stretch the inner thigh of the right leg. And then come across and switch sides. Right knee bends, left leg stretches. So just shift side to side a few times. Across and up. Across. Inhale. Exhale. One more each side. Great work. Slowly rolling back up. We're going to bring our feet together and step to the end of your mat. So just bringing the feet parallel, lengthen up through the body. We're going to take a roll down to bring us down into our front support. Breathing in as the head nods. Exhale as you round forward. Find the mat and walk it out into that strong front support. So you have 2 choices here. We're going to do some knee taps. Option number 1, to take a little bit of intensity out of it, is to have the knees down in that 3/4 press position. Keeping the toes tucked, you're just going to push one heel away and then lower the knee and switch other side. So that's option number 1. Option number 2, if you're up with me in that front support, is we're going to slide one knee in and away. So again, the toes stay still and the knee just slides in and out, but we don't put any weight down. So come with me, whatever option you're on, join me and focus on stability of the torso. So if you feel like there's a little bit of this going on, then your hips are too high, your shoulders are not over your wrists. So think about coming forward into that straight line, and then you'll be able to land the knees without dipping the hips down and up. Brace, brace, brace with those abdominals. There's nothing else for it. We're going for 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, push the floor away, that's 1 each side. Bring the knees down, sit back to rest. Oh, just take a little rock side to side. So we should be feeling pretty warm now. We're going to bring it up into our quadruped position and just take a little spinal flexion and extension. So again, spreading those fingers wide, shoulders over wrists, knees under hips. Starting with your long spine, we're going to drop into that extension first of all. So think about lifting your tailbone, lifting and separating those sit bones, abdomen drops and sternum press forward through arms. And just lift your eye gaze to look straight ahead. And then we're going to move from the pelvis. Start from the tailbone, tucking under. And like a wave rolling up through the spine, lower back, middle back, upper back, head drops as we look through the knees, and then release it from your cat, again from the pelvis, lengthening out through the tail. Lower back, middle back, upper back, dropping down into that cow. And just allow this movement to flow from your pelvis a couple more times. Exhaling into flexion. Inhaling into extension. One more time, both ways, up into that cat. Expel that air as you round up. And inhale into that cow. Just gently push the hips back and bring the weight forward. Just going to stretch into the wrists in that extension. Forward and back. Forward and back. Holding it, come back into a neutral spine and do the same thing. Weight forward and back, just warming into those wrists a little bit more. Forward, 2 more. And then this time press all the way back to your rest position. And again, a little rock of the hips side to side if you want to. Bring the big toes together, slide the knees apart and sink the chest and abdomen and down to the mat. 3 breaths here. And as you exhale, slowly start to roll back up, keeping the hips close to the heels. Just trail the hands up to seated. All right, we're going to bring it through. Coming up towards the front of the mat. We're just going to take some little pelvic tilts here. So take the hands behind the thighs, lift and lengthen the spine. Glide the shoulder blades down towards the back pockets. As we breathe in, we want to engage that core. And as you exhale, just rolling off the sit bones, literally just onto the back of the pelvis. And really focus on that posterior tilt of the pelvis and that pulling up as if you're trying to pull the pubic bone up towards the belly button and pull the belly button through towards the spine. And then release back. So as we round back, let's take the elbows wide. And as we lift up, bring the elbows in. 4 more. Pulling up, up, up. So you really want to bring some fire into the belly. You can let those shoulder blades glide apart as the elbows go wide as well to really open into that upper back. Should feel good. 2 more. By the time you get this video, we're probably into week 1 of our 2nd lockdown. So I really hope you guys are doing all right. Let's do a couple more while we're here, while I chat. Yeah, it's strange times, isn't it? So I just want to thank you so much, my platinum patrons, for joining me, getting this new content every week. I hope you're loving it. Remember, comment, chat to me, let me know if there's any moves or any particular things you want to see in class. That's what I'm here for. Last one. So let's hold this one back. Release the hands and we're going to come down in sequence. So just dropping and holding. Release a little bit further and hold. So the more you roll back, the more you tuck under, pull pubic bone up and pull belly button down through the spine. That strong core will hold you as you lower sequentially down onto the mat. 2 more times. So you probably got low to mid back down now, and then this last one is going to bring us all the way down. So let's bend the knees. We're going to have the feet reasonably close because we're going to set up for bridge in a little moment or two. So ankles beneath knees or slightly in front and feet are parallel. We're going to bring the arms down beside your body for a moment just till we feel the spine connecting into the floor. Feel that natural position of how your pelvis falls. So like we did in the standing warm-up, think about, do you naturally default into a little bit of a posterior tilt here? So you'll feel your low back imprinting on the mat, and if that's the case, just find that neutral space and then zip up from pubic bone right the way up to the throat. Scooping belly button in and up. So we've got those ribs closed over. Feeling the collarbones open and the backs of the shoulders and back ribs anchored into the mat. And I want you to focus on that, all that's going on in this area as you inhale the arms completely overhead to the floor behind you. Try not to let anything shift in what we've engaged. And then as you exhale, arms coming up to the ceiling, we're going to brace the abdominals, lift the head, look between the knees and push down. Heavy air as we press the arms down towards the mat, giving us a little bit of added height. And then we're going to release that back down to the floor again. So we're going to do 3 more of these. Exhale. Use that dynamic tension. Engage the muscles. And inhale. So we have 2 more. This time as you come up, I want you to just notice your pelvis for a moment. And as you curl up, is your pubic bone trying to curl towards you? Are you finding that slight posterior tilt of the pelvis? We want to try to avoid that. Keep the spine long. Keep the pelvis in neutral. 1 more. Push down with that heavy air to add height. And release. So we're going to keep the arms overhead if your back is feeling strong enough for bridge. If you don't want to, though, just bring your arms back by your side. So we're going to imprint the spine. Exhale, start to pick the vertebra up one at a time. Press the thigh bones forward. Pull the heels up. Feel that posterior chain, back of the body working to hold you. And then as you exhale, we lead from the sternum, trying to lower the spine, the vertebra just a little bit further than where you picked up from. And again, inhale as you start imprinting, exhale, picking the vertebra up, pressing the thigh bones forward, pulling actively up with those heels, feel the hamstrings. And exhale as you lower. We have 2 more. Remember what we started with, that connection, that zip. We want to keep it there the whole time. We're going back up again. Chest lift. So we're going to have a slight seesaw motion. So as the pelvis lands, arms are going to come up towards the ceiling. We exhale, pressing down with the arms, curling up into that chest lift. Inhale as you release through those upper ribs, shoulders, head. As the head lands, the hands are reaching to the sky. Continue to take those arms overhead as you take your posterior tilt of your pelvis, picking the spine up off the mat, 1 vertebra at a time, and we're up into that bridge. Starting to release the bridge, arms start to lift too. So as the pelvis lands, the hands are reaching straight up to the ceiling. And then we contract abdominals, push down with the arms, curling up into that chest lift. So keeping that seesaw movement flowing, no pauses, Just allow the body to continue to flow through the movement with the breath. Controlled, precise breathing. Thinking of our center. This is our last one of the bridges. Oh, my hamstrings pressing down as we contract up into that chest lift. We're going to hold it here and take tiny little pulses. So if you're trying to draw your ribs towards your hips, those bottom ribs towards your hip bones for 8, 6, closing that distance, lifting up through the back ribs, 4, 3, 2, 1, and gently release it down. Well done. Just bring the knees in for a moment. Give the knees a little hug. Maybe a rock side to side. We're going to get set up for a round of hundreds. So I'm going to give you the choice today, if you want to keep your feet on the floor and just focus on your upper body movement in your hundreds, that's great. Otherwise, we're going to bring in a little bit of coordination with a single leg stretch leg position, which we're going to switch every 25 counts. So it's entirely up to you where you want to start, but we're going to all start with the feet on the floor and just reconnect through the core. We're going to take the arms up to the ceiling. Just draw the shoulders down. If you're keeping your feet on the floor, you're going to stay here. Otherwise, we're going to float the knees over the hips. I'm going to bring my right knee in towards my body. My left leg is going to extend to 45 degrees as I push down with my arms to get into that 100 set position. And we go, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. Get ready to switch now. Switch in 3, 2, 1, and again. To go before we switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hug in, curl into a little ball, and release it down. Well done. Not sure about my counting skills there. Did I get 100? Let me know. Wouldn't be like me if I did. Okay, let's just stretch the legs long for a moment. Reach the arms overhead. So from here, I'm going to use this opportunity to bring myself up to seated with a roll up. If you don't want to roll up, just bring yourself up whatever way feels right with you. I'm going to inhale, arms come up, head lifts, look to feet. Exhale, contract the abdominals and take it up and forward. So I'm going to stay with that style of exercise. So I want you to sit somewhere around the middle of the mat. So when your legs are straight, you're totally on your mat. But we're going to have the knees bent to start with. We're going to do some roll backs combined with some stretches forward, some spine stretch forward. So reach the arms out, release the shoulders, feet are parallel, core is engaged. Take that breath in to prepare. Exhale, we take it back. It's up to you how far back you want to go. Maybe off the pelvis onto the low back. Breathing in, and then as you exhale, we're going to come back up. And as the shoulders come over the hips, we're going to lengthen the legs out and round forward over them. Let the hands head down towards the feet. And then as you lift back up to a seated position, use your legs so your feet are light on the mat to slide them back up again. And we take it back. Exhale up. Shoulders come over hips. Legs extend. Round it forward. lifting up through those back ribs. Drawing back up to seated, slide the feet in. And again, rounding back. So I'm going to take it into phase 2 of this exercise. So I'm going to keep my legs straight and lose that straight spine position. So we're going to keep the flexion in the spine. Imagine somebody's got a rope tied around your waist and they're trying to pull you back and you're resisting. You're rounding forward. Keep that sensation the whole time and really fire into those abdominals. Rolling back to the point that feels right for you. And then exhale, rolling up, still with that sensation of scooping and pulling through as you take it into that spine stretch forward. And again, we're going to do 2 more like that. You might be like me. Slight movement on your mat. Traveling? So we got 3 more. Your choice is to stay with one of either the first option with the knees bent, the second option which is the half roll back, or we're going to go into the full roll up if you're happy to do so. Controlling the movement as the arms go for head. Remember that zip. You're running from pubic bone right up to the base of the throat. Lift the head, look to the feet. Exhale, glue the feet, glue the legs together and down into the mat. 2 more. I have the sensation that I might slide out of shot. The combination of my new mat and these leggings is meaning I am traveling quite a bit. What about you? Reach, reach, reach. I'm going to shuffle forward for this last one. That's not part of the move. Releasing. Back. Last time. Exhale. Oh, that was a challenge. Reach it forward. Wherever your hands land, just stay here and breathe for 3. Last breath. As you exhale, we're going to slowly roll back up. I'm going to slide my right knee in, so my leg closest to you. Hands onto shin. Lift up nice and tall. We're going to take a single leg roll back, which is going to take us into our single leg stretch. So as you engage the core on that breath in, exhale, start to take it back. Keep the knee in nice and close to the chest. Energize that left leg. Pick it up when you're ready. And then control from the pelvis that roll back down. So you're in your single leg stretch. And we switch. Switch. Squeeze the thigh in towards the chest. You're really trying to draw that knee to nose. And then reaching out from the hip. Stretching and stretching for 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Bring both knees in, rest it down for a second. So I'm going to play a little bit with coordination with these next 2 sets of exercises. So bear with me. I hope you enjoy it. It's going to get the brain working as well as the body and fire into those abdominals. So we're going to do some single leg stretch variations and then a crisscross variation. So the first one, just bring the feet down. And I'm going to stay with the leg closest to you to start with. So making sure I've reconnected the core, re-zipped, bringing the knee in, hands to shin. I'm going to take my left leg up. And then I'm going to release the left leg down to 45 degrees. Option, you can keep your head down if your neck starts to get tired. Otherwise, we're going to lift it up into that chest lift. So I'm going to take my hands beneath my right calf. straighten that right leg up. I'm going to let it go, and the right leg is going to go straight down as the left knee comes in. Hands under left calf. Extend. So as the leg goes away from me, it's straight, and as the other one comes into me, it's bent. Yeah, we got it? So let's try to make this flow a little bit more. In, extend, release, in, extend, release, in, extend, release, in. So really focus on lengthening when you straighten your legs. Because what you might find is when you start to really focus on the coordination side of things, we lose the precision of the movement. So really lengthen out. In. Last one. Remember this leg movement. Hold it here for a second. Bring both knees in. Rest it down. So we're going to use that same leg movement, but we're going to bring a crisscross torso rotation into it, as if it wasn't hard enough before. So bear with me. Again, we want to concentrate because we want to keep the movements precise. So some of your fundamentals, your key principles in Pilates, and we want to think about our center, which is another one, the whole time. So again, I'm going to bring this time actually, take your hands up, place the fingers, and bring them behind the skull. Elbows just in peripheral vision, and notice as you did that, did your ribs pop? Did you lose that zip? So if your zips burst, just reconnect it. Take the zipper down to the pubic bone and reconnect. Then I'm going to bring that right knee in again, left leg up. Take a breath in, exhale as I curl up. Now as I crisscross towards my right knee, my left leg is going to extend out. As I come across, the leg is going to straighten. It's going to drop down straight, other knee comes in. As I bring the elbow across, it straightens. So, up, 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 up. You got it. So remember, try not to bring the elbow across, but instead focus on rotating from those ribs, from the waist. How are you going? Confusing? Concentrate. One more each side. Last one. Come back to center, bring both knees in. Rest the head down, hug the knees in. Let me know how you got on. And a rock side to side. Circle, massage into the lower back. And then we're going to give the brain a little rest. We're going to take it onto our side. So come on over. So we're going to set up for book opener. So we're going to bring the legs to 90 degrees. Knees in line with hips and ankles in line with knees. Bottom arm comes in front. Top arm. Shoulders are stacked, so you might find that the fingers just rest in the palm of the hand, but focus more on the shoulders being stacked rather than the hands being together. I'm going to do a slightly modified version where I'm going to bend at the elbow just because I haven't got a lot of room out behind me. So you can choose to do that with me or take your arm totally out. So we take that top hip and just gently press it down towards the bottom of our mat. So what we've done is just created length from armpit to hip. We want to keep that length as we inhale the arm up, and then as you exhale, you can take that arm wide or you can draw the elbow down, and then inhale to close the book and release the breath. 3 more. I want to try to keep the connection of the knees together and anchor down into the mat. So if you start to feel that top hip rolling back with you, just correct it. Just create that little bit of opposition where you press it forward. 1 more. Closing the book. Bring the top hand in front of your chest and push up if you're okay to do so onto your forearm. So we've got the elbow beneath the shoulder, and press down through the whole of that forearm, right down and out through the fingertips. We're going to keep that bottom knee at 90 degrees, but take the top leg along. Lift and lengthen from armpit to hip again. So if you think of a fire burning beneath your ribs and you want to keep lifting away from those flames, we're going to point the toe and lift the leg up and down. And down. We have 4 more. Exhale and inhale. So you might find that the height of your leg will compromise the lift of the waist. So bring those two things together. We want to keep the height in the waist as we lift the leg up. So we're going to hold the leg up this time. Flex the foot, sweep it forward and push it back. So no pulse, just a sweep forward and squeeze back. Inhale, exhale. Messing with my plants. 4 more. How did the hips and glutes feel after last week's TheraBand session? Bernie? I felt it, Sue. Last one. We're going to hold the leg back, point the toes, and you're going to go clockwise circles for 6, 5, 2, 1, and reverse it for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, you're nearly done. Last one, just hold that leg long, little end range pulses up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee in. Take the top leg that's just done all the work, cross it over the bottom. You can choose to take that bottom leg out long if you want, if it's too intense a stretch, which I think I'm going to need to do today, or you can keep that bottom leg bent. Just lift up through the spine, turn towards the bent knee, wrap the arm behind, look over that back shoulder. We really want to avoid kind of slouching here, so think about, again, bringing your back up against a wall. Hug that knee in, you get a deeper stretch in the area that we've just worked. Just release the twist, uncross the top leg, come to 90-90, so the bottom leg comes in front, top leg goes behind. We're going to lift and lengthen the spine, reach the arms out, take it away from the ankles and come over into that mermaid. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Just let that movement flow. One more each side. And slide that bottom arm away to go deeper into that bend, and then use the obliques to draw yourself up. Try not to push up off the floor. This is our last one. Into that tight stretch across to the ankles. And then release it. Bring the knees together. Switch sides. We're going to come down and do that all again on the other side. So ready for that book opener first of all. Again, take your time with your setup. Knees are at 90, shoulders are stacked, core is switched on, top hip is gently pushing down towards the end of the mat, length through armpit and hip, inhale up, exhale back, inhale to close. So again, if you've got plenty of space, let that breath go before the next repetition. You can keep that arm straight, and it becomes more about opening the upper back. But if you're tight on space like me, or that arm, that full length arm just feels a bit too much into the upper back, come with me and bend at the elbow. So we draw the elbow down towards the floor instead. Last one. Remember, keep those hips facing forward. Try to keep the connection of the knees together and down into the mat. And release, bring the top hand in front, pushing up onto that forearm. Shoulder over elbow, press down through the whole forearm. Bottom knee stays 90 degrees, top leg goes long. Waist is lifted, the fire is burning again, so we lift and lower. Four more. Don't compromise the lift at the waist for height in the leg. Last one, bring that leg up to hip height, flex the foot, sweep it forward, squeeze it back, keeping that hip stacked. Forward and back. So as you come forward, can you bring knee above knee? And then press back as far out behind you as you can without that hip rolling. Keep that zipper tight. There will be a temptation for the zip to open, probably from the sternum to the belly button. Your chest is going to want to pop forward, so keep that strong core connection. 2, 1. Holding the leg out long, point the toe, clockwise circles for 6. 3, 2, 1, and reverse it for 6, anti-clockwise. 1, hold that leg out, really reach and lengthen from the hip, little tiny pulses. Getting heavy, 8, 7, 6, 5, heavier, 3, 2, 1. Oh, bring the knees together, pushing up. That top leg crosses the bottom. Remember, you can keep the bottom knee bent in. But if it's too intense, which I'm finding today, just take that bottom leg long. Lift the chest, turn into your bent knee, hand comes behind. Push the floor away to get that length in the spine and look over that back shoulder. Release the twist. Just uncross the leg. That leg is going to be our back leg. Bottom leg is our front leg. For our mermaid, we're going to reach away from the ankles first and across. Exhale and inhale. Last time, over into that tight stretch. And release. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Into diamond. Let the knees fall wide. And then let's just add a little bit of rotation. So turning your sternum towards your left knee, just bring your left hand behind. Right hand to the outside of that thigh and just rotate. All the while we want to try to open and magnetize those thighs down towards the floor. Gently come back through center. Let's take that the other way. Rotate to the right. Left hand to outside of right thigh. Right hand behind. Push the floor away to lift. And look over that shoulder. to center, hands onto the tops of the shins. But then hinge forward, so keep the spine long, brace the abdominals and hinge from the hips as long as you can. You're going to feel that pretty intensity into the hips, and when you feel you need to, just allow the spine to flex forward, let the crown of the head towards the feet, and then rolling back up, just restacking the spine, vertebra by vertebra. Okay, we're going to keep that going. Just let that movement flow, hinging forward, spine as long as possible, and then round and roll. Just let the hands slide up and down the shins. Let the shoulder blades guide down the back pockets. We're going to do 3 more like that, hinging forward. Rounding and rolling up. All the while just opening those thighs out a little bit more each time. Those legs, you can keep them where they are or bring them into your cross-legged position. Reach the arms out wide. Take a big breath in, catch it at the top. Let that breath go. Bring the hands to the heart. And we are finished. Thank you so much for joining me on Patreon. I really hope you're doing okay. Keep in touch. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know more of the exercises that you want to see. This channel is for you. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you all again really soon. Bye for now.